Hi, it's Matt in the kitchen again. Tonight I'm going to make, with my pressure cooker, some pulled pork. Now, pulled pork is generally a slow cooker meal. I'm not going to use a slow cooker or the oven and slow roast it. Do it in pressure cooker quite a bit faster. So the first thing I'm going to do is make up my seasoning mix. It's a lot nicer if you season it while you're doing the cooking. So this one I'm actually going to do, I'm not going to just use barbecue sauce, I'm actually going to make a rub. So 2 tablespoons of paprika. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Tablespoon of garlic powder. Garlic powder works a little bit better. It rubs on nicer. About 2 tablespoons of coarse salt. I use kosher salt. Tablespoon of pepper. A lot of people use black pepper. I actually tend to use green and pink. Tablespoon of onion powder, which goes really nicely in these kind of things. A little bit of cayenne pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon. Some coriander, again about a 1/4 teaspoon. I'll keep that spoon. About a teaspoon of cumin, and about a teaspoon of dry mustard. So here I go. Let me just break that up and mix it up. So this is actually my spicing mix. So some people do use barbecue sauce. That tends to work out nicely. I actually stumbled across this mix and it's got a great flavor. I use it on pork quite a bit. So there I go. Could use a mixer of some sort or a fork to mix this up, but there I go. So there, we got our rub. So I'm actually going to scoop out a little bit of it. So just 2 or 3 tablespoons. I'm going to be a little bit generous. Put that off the side, because this is going to be for the actual sauce. So after it's cooked, so I'll cook half of it on the pork, half of it will be in the sauce. Sauce is really straightforward. It's the spice mix. 3/4 cup of cider vinegar, so apple cider vinegar. You can use a mixture of some apple juice and vinegar if you want, but I do have cider vinegar. About 3/4 cup of cola. Yeah, I know, seems silly to be using that as an ingredient, but it works well. Oh, and about a cup of ketchup. There we go. There's a nice cup of ketchup. And one of my favorites, a tablespoon of maple syrup. So that's kind of, yeah, a tablespoon of that. Add a little bit more. Can't go wrong with maple syrup. It's great stuff. So while this is cooking, I'm actually going to take it off to the side, boil it, simmer, and just reduce it a little bit. Right now you can see really runny. It's just liquidy. I'll reduce that and make it a thicker sauce. Now for the actual pressure cooker part of the pork, I've got my pork here. I did cut it in half so it will actually fit in the pressure cooker nicer. You can take the bone out or you can leave it on. So the pressure cooker portion of this is pretty simple. I'm going to throw my cup of water. I'm going to take my rub or my spice mix. I'm just going to go and throw it on there. So let me just get it on. I'm not going to bother putting it on the bottom too much because someone's just going to fall. Well, put a little bit on the bottom. There we go. Put that off to one side. Put this one over here. I'm going to throw it in. Oops. I'd better throw it back with a towel. And spice has got a lot of flavor. I'm just going to throw the last of it in. There we go. Just going to take the lid. Now this is one thing is, it does take hours cooking it other ways. Pressure cooker is faster. It'll only take about 1 hour and 1/4. So that's 75 minutes or 1 hour and 15 minutes. Which is still quite a long time, but a lot quicker. a lot quicker than in the oven or in a slow cooker. So there, I did set it for a little bit longer accidentally at 77 minutes, but we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Remember, in the meantime, I'm going to take my sauce mix and I'm going to boil it, simmer it down, and reduce it a little bit. Obviously, you can't do the reducing in a pressure cooker because you're boiling off the water. But let's we'll be back in a bit just to see what this looks like. Okay, so I've finished the pulled pork, depressurized it. It's still a little bit hot. Let's pull out this nice big chunk of pork. So here it is, nicely cooked. You can see it's actually just falling apart. And depending on the actual cut of meat, you can see this one, I can just tap it and it just tumbles apart. It's just beautiful. Got the second fork in there. But you can just see how it just falls apart. Really fast and easy. Oh, this cut is just beautiful. Just flaking right apart. So it's one of the things I really like about the pressure cooker. You end up with nice soft meat. This has just worked out wonderful. I'm just thrilled with it. And I've cooked it with the seasoning, so got a bit of that flavor built right, cooked right into it. Yeah, that's one thing. Don't use if you taste with a utensil, don't keep preparing with the meal with it. That's just gross. So, but always take the opportunity to taste your food, see how it's going. Okay, a little chunk of fat. I'll throw it in there, get rid of that later. So there it is. It's just shredding up beautifully, as you can see. Really happy with that. It's got a bit of the flavor from the spicing I threw in there. Now, I'm just going to mix it up with the sauce. So, could shred this up a little bit more. I'm just going to go put it in. I'm actually going to end up doing this in a much larger bowl. But just for demonstration purposes, got a bit of meat here. It's all nicely shredded and broken up. A little bit of sauce. So that it has reduced quite a bit. I'll just go put it in here. Sauce, the way I've made the sauce today, it's got the vinegar in there. There's a little bit of bite to it, but the sugar and stuff balances that out nicely. I like it like this. Some people might want to adjust the recipe a little bit to get a different flavor. Right. There we go. Nice, juicy, well coated with sauce. Let's see how it actually tastes. Oh, tastes awesome. So there you can see how I do a pulled pork pretty quickly with my own sauce mix. You could just use barbecue sauce if you wanted, but really the little bit of rub and the spice that you put in the pressure cooker does add a little bit of flavor to the meat. It's one of my favorite. This is just one of my favorite meals. I like the fact that these cuts, you get a huge piece of meat. It's not very expensive, and it does take an hour and a half, which for a pressure cooker meal is quite long. But that's nothing like the 6 hours it might take you to slow cook it or roast it in the oven. And as you can see, the meat just turned out wonderfully. Fat's over there off to the side. That's full of water and fat, but it's not fatty at all. It's just a really nice meal. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you find this useful if you were going to go make a pulled pork of your own. If you have any questions, leave me a message, drop me an email. You want to see something else? Let me know. I'll try to do whatever I can to address any concerns you have or come up with some new ideas. Make sure to like the video if you found this useful, and subscribe to my channel, check out my playlist, see what other things are out there. And if you have a pressure cooker, enjoy it. Try these recipes, make up some of your own. It's a great thing, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Bye for now.